much bigger is your script going into the game?
We haven't really talked about the game that much. We've been getting through training camp for the most part, but I think we'll open up a little bit more.
Johnny, what are you more comfortable now going into the second game as opposed to things you might not have known a week ago going into the first one?
It's another week of practice, another 5-6 days of getting out on the field and seeing these routes and getting some reps. So, comfortability is growing with each practice, with each 7-on-7, with each 2-on-2 period, with each time we throw the pass, It's coming along slowly but surely. I feel pretty good though.
But is the unknown factor gone or dissipated a bit after playing one game?
There's going to be things. You can't come up here and play one game and expect to have seen every coverage or seen everything. So it's going to take a while. There's going to be some things that I'm going to see in this game that are different than what Toronto ran, different than what our defense runs. So as far as from a scheme aspect, it'll be a little bit different this week.
Yeah, not to give anything away, I guess, but a lot of your passes were outside. That was limited by the playbook last time. A little more over the middle this time.
Yeah, it's just kind of what we're going through our reads. So some are outside in, some are going inside out. It's just kind of the way it goes, and you run the plays the way that June calls them, and kind of go through your progressions that way. I don't want to miss anything, and hopefully the improvement that I'm trying to make going into this week is I felt like I got a little antsy in the pocket a couple times there, and just trusting in protection and trusting the guys we have in there. I feel like we have a good group of ones, good group of twos, and we should be able to go out and play some ball. So I was just trusting in those guys. It takes all 12 of us out there to make the thing work.
After you play a game with receivers that are live, does it change what you see about them in practice this week? I'm thinking about that pass you threw on the seam yesterday to Jones. It was perfect over two shoulders and into him. Does that make this week of practice a little better, having played last week in terms of that?
Yeah, I think during practice, getting to air some out, and we're in practice. These are the times you get a chance to let one rip, and if you miss, you just come back and get a chance to run it again. When you do it in the game and you miss, you put yourself in a bad situation on second down. Just making sure that we're seeing those throws and get a chance to go through the mistakes out here on the practice field. So when we get it in the game, we hopefully hit that and have some big plays.
Is protection different between the two leagues? Sometimes that's one of the other questions we ask American quarterbacks coming up here, just with the yard off, with the clock. Sometimes American quarterbacks will let certain offensive line, like the right guard, go ahead and call protections. But have you noticed anything different?
Yeah, I'm starting to learn them a little bit more. It's different than what I've been accustomed to the past couple of years in the NFL. So I think it's interesting for this game, and I think it's a very solid plan that we have as far as what we're doing offensively on the offensive line.
Do you know when you're going to get in, Johnny?
No, we haven't really talked about the game that much. Just travel schedule when we're getting there. But whenever he tells me it's time to go in, we'll go in and we'll play and we'll have some fun.
And how did you choose the song for the rookie show?
It's just a classic.
What'd you do? What was it?
I had to do some, some Usher, but Tony got me up there, so it was fun. It's part of it. All the rookies went, so we had a good time.
How did they rate your performance, do you think?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the guys.
Is it Echo's comeback season or draft day by Drake? Which one do you prefer?
Oh man, the draft day is a classic. That was a lot of fun coming out, going into the draft, and having Drake do that. So, it's been nothing but great to me. Hopefully, we'll get him out to a couple games this year. It'll be cool.
This is essentially the end of training camp today.
Mm-hmm.
How would you characterize it? You've come. It just has to have been a 3-week whirlwind of some kind.
Great training camp. It's been fun. The guys have been great. It's been good to be back around everybody, just be back going through a normal day, and getting to know these guys. That's the whole part. We're all walking from the dorms to lunch to breakfast to the practice field. We're all together. We're doing things as a unit, and it's something I've missed. My June and Julys in the past have been not this. So, I feel very thankful and very, blessed for the opportunity to be out here. And I'm having fun. And it's a process. It's going to take some time to get used to. But for now, we got another preseason game on the table. It's the last real day we have of camp, and we're getting into the season, and we'll start game planning against the teams we're going to play that week. But, I'm excited to be back in the mix. I'm back on a team. I'm back in the fold and, doing what I want to do. So, life is really good.
Have you found a place yet? Have you
working on it. Working on it. I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Has your progression come in the past 2.5 weeks or so that you hoped it would or thought it would?
Oh yeah, that's like I said last week. The first couple of days, felt a little bit overwhelming. Like I wouldn't be able to figure it out as quickly as possible. And now I'm sitting here, 2 weeks later, with what I feel is a firm understanding of what we're trying to do and the concepts we're trying to do, and that's obviously refreshing. You know, it's similar to some things I've done in the past. So, you know, just getting back into building habits that are, you know, around what we do here and not what I've been doing in the past, and letting some of those old things go.
Is there one receiver that's kind of become your favorite just based off rapport?
Yeah, our ones are really good. You know, I feel like we have some guys who are, you know, borderline 2s and 3s that can go out and make some plays. You know, I think Hubert out here has been great. I think we've had you know, a solid group all the way around, and some guys that can really stretch the defense and take the top off, which is what we're trying to do a little bit.
Great, thanks.